What's up, guys? Welcome to the third episode of the Becoming Roy podcast. I am your host, Roy, and this show exists to help people discover who it is that they were made to be. And we do that by sharing the little that I know and the life experience that I have. And I'm hoping to someday bring on other people that are actively living lives that they love and they're on the journey of becoming who it is that they were made to be. Because I believe that every single one of you have a gift inside of you. There's something in you that the world needs. And maybe it's just the most healthy version of you. Maybe it's a better communicator. Maybe it's whatever it is for you. And so this stuff just gets me fired up because I want to see people do what makes them come alive. And I want to do and be what makes me come alive. So, a part of that too, I'm still getting used to this whole podcast thing. I feel like I need to ease up and just be myself. I mean, I think I'm being myself, but whatever. Okay. So, I've been posting on a private story my step counts, kind of my inner thoughts, pretty much probably what I'm doing now if I'm actually sharing this content, which is just the realness of my life. I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it. What I'm eating, being vulnerable, being in a slump, whatever it is. I've been posting that for several months. And I posted something recently where a friend was like, yo, did you go to the gym yet? And it was 8 p.m. and I had not gone to the gym. I had the steps, but whatever. So I got up and I posted, I've been in a slump and I didn't feel like doing it, but I'm here and it wasn't a great workout, but I showed up. And someone commented, slid into my DMs and said, Roy, I need your help. I don't know how to get motivated. I don't know how to be consistent. And jokingly, I was like, I'll make a podcast episode for you. I haven't really told anybody that I'm making these episodes, so they think I'm joking, but I thought it was actually a great thing to talk about here in an episode. So, for anyone that needs help with consistency, motivation, I'm going to be sharing with you the little bit that I've done. And maybe you're wondering, what is this man's credentials? Well, I don't have a lot because I'm on my journey. But in the last 12 months, I have lost about 51 pounds. And so that is big. It's about almost half of the goal that I am going for. But that's a big thing. And my 6-month daily step average is 21,000 steps a day. According to my trusty handy dandy Whoop. And yeah, and I just think that me making this video, me actually putting myself out there, I think that is me pushing past feelings, unmotivation, whatever you want to call it, and doing. And so I'm not licensed and I haven't achieved or arrived to my destination goals, but I feel like I've been pretty consistent for a while. So that's my credentials. Okay, anyways. In the question they asked, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to get motivated. I don't know how to be consistent. And so I have 3 or 4 points that I want to share with you. The first is this idea that I've been thinking about recently. And I don't know if I heard it somewhere. I probably did. I don't think I'm that smart or original all the time. But to know, one, you got to know where you want to go, and so it's kind of okay, do you want to go west? Great, start heading west. Seattle and Los Angeles are both west, so once you start heading there, at some point you're gonna need to figure out, okay, do I need to go this way, do I need to go this way? You need to be a little bit more dialed in, but just pick a direction. For me, it was health. I want to lose weight. And so I stopped eating out so much and I stopped doing sugar. Okay. I started walking. It's going to get to a point, I think I actually might be close, where it's okay, I'm in Kansas City. So, maybe I'm more west. Maybe I'm in Nevada. Okay. Do I need to go this way? Do I need to go up? Do I need to go down? I need to be a little bit more dialed. Okay. But the first thing is just figure out what you want. And so if you want to be creative, then start making stuff. If you want to be healthy, then start moving. Start eating better. Okay? You have to figure out your destination. And you don't need to be specific. It doesn't need to be, I want to be a surgeon, but I want to specialize in fill in the blank, whatever specialty. Just be like, oh, I want to go to med school. I want to work in healthcare. Cool. Boom. You got your direction. And there will be a time where you have to refine it. But figure out what direction you're headed in. This all is in context to getting started. So figure out what direction you're getting in. And 2, this is the idea that I've been thinking about that I don't think I'm smart enough to be this original, is that in order for a GPS to work, you don't just need to know your end destination. You need to know where you're starting. Okay? And so take a little assessment of where you're at. Again, me and my experience when I was 330 pounds, 329 to be exact, I was like, okay, I'm eating out every single meal almost. Okay, I'm having a lot of sugar. Okay, I'm not moving at all. And those little things that I was able to identify just looking, okay, where am I at right now today, helped me to get started. It helped me to know, okay, this is my first step. This is my second step. I can do this. And you can kind of just start taking baby steps when you know where you're at. So figure out where you're going and figure out where you are. Those are some pretty elementary, basic things that you can do right now, today, to help get started. Okay? The question that my friend had asked was also about getting motivated. I wish I had some sort of like profound answer on how I get motivated, but maybe it's me, maybe it's boys, I don't know, but I'm pretty simple. You can show me like a Kobe Bryant compilation and I'm like fucking fired up. Or a game winner, or I don't know. I like stuff like that. But a more serious answer on where I find motivation is I kind of just let myself daydream a little bit. You know, I think about who it is that I want to be. It hits one of those pillars of health that I kind of mentioned, impact or legacy. And when I think about that, it does motivate me. You know, when I think about philanthropy, that gets me fired up. Or when I think about being able to provide for my family or provide for people or to help people or to have a conversation with someone that's going through a hard time that I can help with. Like that stuff does motivate me. And so maybe just think into legacy. Maybe that's a key for motivation, is who is it that you want to be, and maybe that'll motivate you a little bit. But motivation isn't my friend, because even right now, I don't want to make this episode, but what pushed me over the edge to do it, I wouldn't even say what motivated me to do it. I think what just made me plug the camera in and sit down is like the thought that I want to become a person who adds value to other people. I want to become a person that helps other people. So if I'm going to help other people, I need to actually make content and share it. I actually need to attempt to help. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm not really feeling motivated to do it. I've actually been, I feel like, in a slump for a while. Like, I don't feel like I'm in a stride at all, but I'm just doing the things regardless. And I think that's where my post came from. I think that's where the question came from, is how do you push? So if you're looking for motivation, sure, you can kind of look at, you know, some legacy things. Who do I want to be? Sometimes it can be vain. Like, I do want a Tesla one day. And so part of me working hard and saving money and budgeting and doing the things that I don't want to do, that I need to do to become who I want to be, is like, yeah, well, one day I want a nice car. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. If it's all about that, then maybe you have some reassessing to do, but whatever, to each their own, I guess, kind of. And so that's like I I just don't think you need to think about motivation. I think what you need to think about for anyone that is looking for consistency, I think that's the key to all this, discipline, the key to all this, or even devotion. You gotta be devoted as my, I almost said Lord and Savior. That's so bad. I'm trying to be more myself. Devotion, as my favorite content creator says, you can't be disciplined, you gotta be devoted to this. And so, for me, it's kind of the same thing as the motivation piece, and it's thinking about who it is that I want to become, which ties into the name of this podcast, is becoming Roy, becoming me. Because right now, I don't have a nice car. Because right now, I don't have a wife and kids. Because right now, I don't have a house. Because right now, I have to work multiple jobs to live the way that I'm living. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have not become the man that I dream of being. I dream of being inspirational and a family man and whatever. It's not really about that. It's about, you got to figure out who you want to become. Because I've talked about this quote before. It's come from a couple of different people. I think I heard it from Tony Robbins. But, it's something to the effect of, when the why is clear, when the why is strong, when the why is powerful, when you know why, or in my interpretation, who you want to be, when the why is strong, the how becomes easy. The how becomes clear. And so for me, I didn't want to hit record because I don't feel like I have anything to say. I feel like it's a little bit cringy that I'm talking to a camera in a room by myself to, I don't even know who's listening to this because I'm not even sharing it at the moment. It's just like, if I succumb to my feelings, then I feel like this is stupid. I feel like this is cringe. I feel like I shouldn't do it. But why I'm doing this is because I want to be an inspiration. I want to help people. I want to be someone. I want to be these things. So I said, fuck my feelings, stick to the plan. I hit record, and now I'm talking from the little bit that I know. And so you just really have to get clear on your why. Why do you want what you want? Or just, what do you want? I think the why helps you hold on more, because what I want to be is 200 pounds or 220 pounds. And what I want to be is 10% body fat. And what I want to be is rich. But those things, for me personally, maybe they're strong enough for you, but those things aren't strong enough for me. Clearly, because I'm 28 years old and I've wanted the same things for 15 years, for 10 years, however long it's been. But recently, I've been like, okay, I've made this switch of, I need to hold on to the why. Why do I want to be healthy? I want to be healthy so I can live a long time, so I can be an example, so I can help people that are 100 pounds overweight, because I was 110 pounds overweight. Why do I want to be rich? Because I want to help people. I want to give and all these things. And so, sure, you can know what you want or what you want to do. Personally, those weren't strong enough to get me to sit down and do the thing. And so I would say no. Why? I would say why you want something, getting that clear, because that why is going to make your what easy. And I also think who, knowing who you want to be. And gosh, I wish I had like a crazy memory, because I don't remember who said this, but someone said, each decision you make is you casting a vote for the future you. And so me making this episode right now for maybe one person, that's probably me, that listens to this 3 times, that's me casting a vote of being an inspirational person. And so figure out what direction you want to go. Where, just the general direction. Figure out where you're at so you can figure out some basic steps. Okay? Think about who you want to become. Think about why you want to become that. Who and why. And then the last thing that I would say for consistency in doing the thing is once you got the who and the why and the direction and you know where you're at, where you're starting from, then you need a loose plan. Now, be careful at this step because I've been in the planning phase for 10 years, planning on how I'm going to make a channel, planning on what I'm going to talk about. You just got to don't get stuck in this analysis paralysis, waiting for the perfect moment. Okay? Make moves, motion, reps, 1% each day. And sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I'm doing my best to, I've said this before, but like stewarding your time. And I'm going to take a quick little a little bunny trail really quick. As I'm getting more comfortable, I'm hoping that this can feel like me talking with a friend. I hope that you can feel like we're friends. I'm saying that because one, I'm not looking to be some whatever. Like I want to actually know and help people. And the people that I've been gleaning from the most are really comfortable on camera. And I feel like when I meet them, it's going to be like I've known them for a long time. And so I'm hoping to be more personable. And one of my friends said, you need to stop being so serious and be yourself. So that's my aside. What I'm trying to say is make your plan. Routines help. That's what helped me. That's kind of my plan. So that way you just got to show up. You know, if I want to eat more clean, then I should probably grocery shop. Okay. That is one, figuring out where am I at? I eat out a lot. Okay, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I need to head in the direction of probably cooking for myself. Okay, great. So now I know where I want to go. I want to go to the grocery store. But you got to have a plan, you know? Because I can go to the grocery store and I can not know what to buy. And I can go there and I can kind of, this looks good, this looks healthy, I can do this and do that, you know? But that's not really planning. And I heard somebody say once that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so with the plan, with the routine, you can systematize your life to where you just got to show up. Because if I make the grocery list, because I spent 20 minutes looking up on TikTok or YouTube easy meal prep meals to cook, and I wrote down the ingredient or the shopping list, the grocery list, then I can just show up to the grocery store and I can just, I need this, I need this, I need this. What's crazy to me is my mom, when she made the shopping list, she used to make it for my dad, and my dad would go grocery shopping, and she did it like in order that the store was laid out, which blows my mind because I don't know where the hell anything is. Maybe I just got to pay attention, but that's aside. Figure out your plan so you can just show up, because showing up is half the battle. And so for me, when I'm really on my P's and Q's, I have my workouts written down. And so I know the first day of the week that I'm going to train. Excuse me, that was a yawn. I know for the first day of the week that I'm going to train, it's upper body and it's shoulders and chest. Focused. And so I can just look at the exercise I wrote down, and I already got out of bed. I already walked to the gym. You know, now that I'm there, I'm just looking at, okay, I just got to do this. It's almost like you got to dumb down your life to the bare minimum, because we can have these lofty aspirations. I'll use myself. I can have these lofty aspirations, but sometimes it's just showing up is the hardest part, and it drains all my energy, and I have nothing left to give. And so when I've been able to get my life to a place where I just show up, or I could kind of just go on autopilot and do what the day says, then it helps me. For example, Monday nights, I play basketball. Wednesday afternoon, I play basketball. So those are 2 days. I'm like, all right, I already know I'm good for my steps, you know, or I'm going to have exercise and movement on those days. And just routine's got to be your friend. It helps me feel like I have control. It helps me do the hardest things first. And it's almost, I've actually, to kind of reference a little bit of my last episode, which if you haven't listened to, go back and give it a listen. I speak on mental health, my journey, and things that I've learned. But part of my therapy journey has really just been a checklist. I think I said this in the episode, but it's really just been a list of tools for me to put in my tool belt, and the biggest one that I use is routine. And it's funny, I just messaged my therapist this past week saying, I'm not doing good, I'm not feeling da 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 da. And they just asked the same questions that I know that I should have asked myself, but didn't. Is my room clean? Is my car clean? Have I been moving? Have I been eating clean? Like asking me, are you sleeping? Like, it's just a list of things, and they're just all part of my routine. And when I can do that, it helps me to take steps, because I have orchestrated my life around who it is that I want to become. Now, this is the last thing that I think I'll say. So far, I've talked about knowing what direction that you want to go in, knowing where you're starting. You want to get clear on why you want what you want, but also who you want to become, why and who. Talked about routines, having a plan, systematizing your life. Not to reference James Clear and everything that I ever talk about, but you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the levels of your systems. And so making a system and a routine and a plan that you can stick to, make it so easy. I think Jordan Peterson has mentioned, you have to be humble enough to set the bar appropriately low. And so for me right now, this week, or the last 2-3 weeks, I'm just trying to get to the gym 3 times a week. And that for me feels appropriately low. So having that humility to be like, this is all I can give, because in my head, I want to work out 6 days a week. But that's not happening. Because the best protocol is adherence. The best, most effective way to do whatever it is that you want to do is to do whatever you can do consistently. To be consistently good instead of occasionally great. Okay, so the last thing that I want to say about this, okay, I don't remember how many points this is, but you have to be healthy. That to me, that is what's changing my life right now. A huge win for me actually is the last 6 months. My nightly average of sleep was 5 hours and 29 minutes. This past week, I averaged 7 hours of sleep a night. That is such a huge win for me. Maybe that seems kind of dumb to share, but I'm telling you, 5.5 hours is my average for 6 month nightly average. And in the last 7 days, I've averaged 7 hours. And so that's a huge thing for me. I'm man, dude, it's something that I'm learning and that I'm taking steps towards to show you that I'm not where I want to be currently today, August 25. But as I've taken my health more seriously, I feel like I can think better. I feel like I can do hard things better. It's not just sleep. It's what I'm eating. I'm not really eating sugar at all for the most part, added granulated sugar. I'm mostly eating whole foods, grew in the ground, grew in a tree, had a mom or dad, ran in a field, something, meat, and a high protein diet. And I'm not pushing anything onto you. I'm just saying eat whole foods, feed your body. And a lot of this comes from educating yourself. Even little things like getting morning sunlight, drinking enough water, making sure you have enough electrolytes. Our bodies are machines. Our bodies are vehicles. And there are things that we can eat. There are things that we can drink. There are things that we can do to help our body function better. And a lot of that too is our brain. And that's where, where your feelings are coming from, or your thoughts, or mental clarity or whatever it is you want to call it. But double check what I'm about to say. But I'm pretty sure like our brain is responsible for like a third of the calorie consumption that we use on a day to day. Like this thing, like we have to be taking care of this. We have to be taking, I'm pointing to my head for anyone listening. We have to take care of our body because one, it just, I don't remember who said this. I need to memorize all these people that I'm trying to quote, but someone said that I listened to said, we train the body so that way like it can do what the mind wants or something like that, but it's just, you got to take care of yourself. Get sleep, get water, and don't compare yourself to anyone but the version of you that existed yesterday. You are your competition. Just compete with yourself. Don't try to get 20,000 steps a day because I post 20,000 steps a day, because that's my 6-month average. Don't do that. Don't work out 6 times a week because your favorite influencer works out 6 times a week. You just got to compete with yourself. Set the bar appropriately low, but take steps. And so again, I will recap. Figure out your direction, where you want to go. Figure out, tied to that, figure out where you're starting so you know some beginning steps to take. All right. Figure out your why. Listen to Simon Sinek. He has a great TED Talk, a great book on starting with why. I want to add who. Think about who you want to be. Think about who you want to be remembered by. Okay? Take care of our body and systems and routines. And that's kind of it. That's kind of my, 1, 2, 3, the ABCs of consistency. And I have some sort of track record, but I'm still very far today from where I'm wanting to be. But again, a big part of this show is, yes, to help people. I think I'll get there eventually when I've made it, which to me really is just being consistent and having more resources, time and money and strength and energy to give to specifically helping people. Then I'm excited to see these things come to fruition a little bit more. But a big part of this too is to show you where I'm at today, because I don't have much in savings. I don't have a good credit score. I don't have a great physique. I'm still 280 pounds. Like, that's still very overweight. And I'm just far from who it is that I want to become. And I'm really excited. I'm really, really, really excited for the steps that I'm taking to actually become who it is that I want to become. Like, I'm excited to help people. And it starts with me. It starts with you, yourself. Whoever it is listening to this, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put the oxygen mask on other people. You have to go to the places that you want to lead other people to. So thank you for tuning in. If you're in, what is this? I can't see the timestamp. Whatever. If you're in this far, great. You're a real one. I'm going to adopt Michael Smoke's step check just because I'm so obsessed with my steps. It is 1:24 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time, and I have 6,000 steps on the day so far. So drop your step check in the comments. Maybe I won't keep doing that. I don't know. It's my first time. I don't know if it feels right. It feels on brand, but it also feels like I'm copying. Well, I'm absolutely copying, but it feels on brand. Whatever. We'll see. Anyways, also drop any other comments if you have any questions or anything you want me to talk about, anyone that maybe you want me to interview or anything like that. I'm really open to all feedback, because I genuinely don't really know what I'm doing, to be so frail, to be so honest. And I'm excited to learn, and I'm excited to do, and I'm excited to share my journey, maybe just with myself. Maybe this is just a little journal project, but Make it a great day. Control what you can control, and we'll see you on the next episode.